You know that sinking feeling when payday comes around, and somehow the money disappears before you even blink? Rent, bills, groceries, maybe a little left for fun, but you're basically trapped in a loop you can't escape. And meanwhile, you see people online quietly collecting checks every month. Checks they didn't earn by punching a clock, but by owning pieces of businesses and properties. What if I told you that you could start living off $2,900 a month in dividend income in 2026 without needing a $1 to $2 million portfolio? Not someday far away, not if you hit the lottery, but with smart strategies, consistent moves, and real numbers that actually work. That's what we're getting into today. Hey, I'm Brian, and I spend way too much time thinking about income investing, dividend growth, and how ordinary people like you and me can stop trading time for money. I've spent years studying the numbers, testing strategies, and seeing what actually works in today's markets. Here's the number one false belief people hold. You need $1 million portfolio to ever live off dividends. That's simply not true. You don't need to be rich already. You just need the right approach. If you want to get the highest ROI on your time, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. Think of it like peer review for your financial decisions. You'll see strategies actually worth your attention. Let's break this down with some math, because that's where the conventional wisdom falls apart. Most people assume you need $1 million, $1.5 million, maybe even $2 million just to make $3,000 a month in dividends. Why? Because they're thinking in safe, boring 3 to 4% dividend yields. That's the old school advice. Buy blue chips and wait for decades. But let's be realistic. If you target a diversified strategy that earns around 11% annually, which is very achievable with certain ETFs or REITs, you only need about $320,000 invested to hit roughly $35,000 per year or $2,900 per month. That's literally a third of what everyone tells you. The good news? This means you don't have to wait decades to reach a meaningful income. You just need to pick strategies that make sense for today's markets and stay consistent. The system isn't broken. You just need the right numbers and the right approach. Most people don't realize this. They get stuck in the myth that dividend income is only for the mega rich. Once you see the math, suddenly the goal doesn't feel impossible. It feels like a challenge you can actually win. If you're new here and just subscribed, comment your name below. I read every comment and shout out new subscribers in my next video. I do appreciate you joining me on this finance journey. Alright, first strategy, covered call ETFs. Think of these like renting out something you already own. Imagine you own a car. Instead of just driving it, you rent it out to someone for extra cash. That's basically what a covered call ETF does. You own a basket of stocks and rent out the right for someone else to buy them at a higher price. You collect a fee for that. Here's why it works for dividends. These ETFs usually pay around 10 to 12% annually. So let's do the math. If your goal is $2,900 per month, that's $34,800 per year. At an 11% yield, you'd need roughly $320,000 invested. That's the magic number. Far less than the $1 million most people assume. Now, let's be honest about risk. Covered call ETFs cap your upside. If the stock prices skyrocket, you don't get the full gain. You only get the premium from selling the option plus the dividend. And like all equity investments, there's market volatility. But for income-focused investors, the trade-off can make sense. You get higher current income at the expense of some growth. The real advantage? It turns a normal stock portfolio into a cash-generating machine without selling your positions. You can start collecting the dividend and the option premiums month after month. That's step one to building a reliable $2,900 per month. Strategy number 2, REITs or real estate investment trusts. Think of REITs like owning a tiny slice of multiple apartment buildings, shopping centers, or warehouses. You don't have to fix toilets, collect rent, or deal with tenants yourself. The REIT does it. By law, they're required to pay out most of their income as dividends, and some REITs yield anywhere from 10 to 20% annually. Here's why this strategy is psychologically powerful. Most REITs pay monthly instead of quarterly. That means your $2,900 per month goal is more predictable and consistent. You see the cash hitting your account regularly, which is motivating and reinforces the habit. Let's run the numbers. If you target a diversified REIT portfolio yielding about 11%, you need around $300,000 to $330,000 invested to reach $2,900 per month. Very similar to the covered call ETF, but here you're leaning on real estate instead of options premiums. Now the risks. REITs are sensitive to interest rates and property market cycles. Values can drop if interest rates spike or the economy slows. That's why diversification is key. Don't just buy one building or one type of REIT. Mix residential, commercial, maybe some specialty REITs. You get steady income while spreading risk. The big takeaway? REITs give you high, consistent dividends and, crucially, monthly cash flow. Combined with covered call ETFs, you're already covering most of your $2,900 per month goal with less capital than you thought possible. Now, for those of you who are a little more cautious, or who simply want stability over speed, there's Dividend Aristocrats. These are companies that have raised their dividends for 25 consecutive years or more. Think of it like a veteran worker who reliably gets a raise every year. You're not chasing crazy high yields. You're betting on consistency and safety. The trade-off? The yield is lower, usually 5 to 7%. So, to hit that $2,900 per month goal, you'd need closer to $500,000 invested. That's higher than our covered call ETF or REIT approach, but you're getting a lot of peace of mind. These companies tend to be large, established, and resilient through economic cycles. This is the path for someone who doesn't want to watch the markets daily, who values predictability, and who can afford a longer runway to reach their income goal. The upside isn't as high as more aggressive strategies, but the risk of losing principal is lower. Here's the key takeaway. There is no single best dividend strategy. Covered call ETFs give you high income fast, but cap growth. REITs give you steady monthly cash, but are sensitive to interest rates. Dividend Aristocrats give slower, safer growth, but require more capital. Your best strategy depends on your risk tolerance, timeline, and what kind of peace of mind you want while your money works for you. At this point, I can almost hear the question forming in your mind. Brian, I don't have $300,000 or $500,000 lying around. How do I even start? Perfectly valid. Let's break it down. Say you can invest $2,000 per month. That's roughly $24,000 per year. If you aim for an 8% average annual return, mixing ETFs, REITs, and dividend growth stocks, you'd hit around $300,000 in 8 to 11 years. That's exactly in line with the target for $2,900 per month in income. Here's the thing most people get wrong. Mistake number 1, moving too fast. They try to buy the perfect investment or leverage excessively, only to panic when the market swings. Mistake number 2, moving too slow. They wait for a lump sum that may never come, missing years of compounding in the process. The real path is simple. Start now, invest consistently, and focus on a diversified portfolio. Even with $500 to $1,000 per month, you're building momentum. Over time, contributions plus reinvested dividends create a compounding engine. So yes, you don't need $1 million today. You just need a plan, consistency, and a little patience. Here's the beauty of this whole approach. You don't have to pick just one strategy. You can blend them. Covered call ETFs for high income, REITs for monthly cash flow, Dividend Aristocrats for stability and long-term growth. Mix and match based on what feels right for your timeline and risk tolerance. Think of it like building a balanced meal. You want protein, carbs, and fats. Each does something different for your body. Same with your portfolio. Covered call ETFs give you the income punch. REITs fill in the monthly consistency. Dividend Aristocrats provide long-term security. Together, they hit your $2,900 per month goal more efficiently than any single strategy alone. You're not gambling on one horse. You're building a team of reliable income generators. And the best part? You can adjust the blend as you go. As your portfolio grows, you can lean more into stability or income, depending on your priorities. Let's make this real. Here are 4 things you can do starting today. 1. Open an investment account if you don't have one already. a brokerage account, IRA, or even a tax-advantaged account. Just get started. 2. Decide your blend. Pick one covered call ETF, a diversified REIT fund, and a few dividend aristocrats that align with your risk tolerance. 3. Set up automatic monthly contributions. Even $500, $1,000, or $2,000 per month works. The key is consistency. 4. Track your dividends and reinvest wisely. Don't just let them sit idle. Let compounding work its magic. Check your numbers every quarter and adjust if needed. That's it. No complicated tricks, no chasing hype, just disciplined, intentional action. Every month, every contribution, you're closer to that $2,900 per month goal. Here's the truth. Financial freedom isn't about never working again. It's about choice. It's about being able to say, I want to take that trip. I want to work less. I want to spend more time with my family, without feeling trapped by money. Most people delay because they overthink. They wait for the perfect time, or they assume they'll never have enough. The frustrating part? That perfect time will never arrive if you don't start. Every month you wait is compounding lost, income delayed, and freedom postponed. So start now. Pick your blend, commit to consistent investing, and let your money start working for you. $2,900 per month is not a dream. It's achievable with a plan and patience. If you're ready to take control, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Let's turn this goal into your reality, because the sooner you start, the sooner freedom arrives.